I am sorry I announced fake election results for the fear of losing my life. This is coming from Inec. Yes, this is coming from Inec. Welcome once again to this channel. Tap on the subscription button. Very important. Like and share this video. Share this video. Let it go viral. Now, according to the news that is on our table, Professor Ibrahim Adamu Yakasai of Bayero University in Kano spoke out against the February 25th election result announced by the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Yakubu Mahmood. We know the present situation. People are in court. Labour Party is in court. PDP is in court. They said that there wasn't anything called election. They said Bola Ahmed Tinubu was simply announced the winner. The professor who served as election officer for the 2023 Tudun House of Representatives election testified that the result he announced on February 26, 2023 was done under pressure, was done under duress for fear of his life and other Inec officials who were with him. He said he was afraid that they saw death and they had to choose to compromise, that they had to choose compromise, that they had to bend so as not to die. In a letter, he stated that his gathering area was completely besieged by hired assassins, thugs, who threatened to burn down Inec facility, to murder them in cold blood and set them ablaze if they did not announce the results within an hour. He said that he served as electoral officer for the 2023 elections. The results that he announced on February 26, 2023, he said they are fake. However, he said he would like to testify that the statement that he made announcing that result was done under duress for fear of losing his life and other INEC officials. The collation area was completely under siege. Weapons, high caliber weapons, machetes, all forms of weapons. And they threatened to set him ablaze. They threatened to set everyone ablaze. He said he and everybody there, they were completely traumatized. They were hopeless. There was no way out. He was so confused. And that he is mentally unstable even till now. He said, in fact, on that day, he was mentally unstable. That it was impossible for him to have worked and done the right thing, to have followed the electoral law and the electoral guidelines as areas or polling stations where elections were cancelled and not compared to the total number of accredited voters on the fringes. Of course, if you watch the announcement of the elections, the results, you will hear Yakubu, the chairman, asking, why was this cancelled? And reasons for it will be given. And once that is the reasons are given, they will simply mark that area as nil, meaning zero. That's it. Everyone has a right to vote, but if everybody does not vote, it is not the business of INEC. That's just what they are saying. If for one reason or the other, votes could not be counted or elections could not go through in a certain area, that area is marked zero. They are not going to do a rerun. That's what they said. They said they don't have time for that. If you really want to vote, do not engage in violence. That's what they are saying. Go to the polling unit, cast your vote, go home. But if there are people around you who are hell-bent on creating violence, engaging in violence, he said, well, that polling unit will be nil, with zero, and that's the end of it. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. He was completely traumatized, hopeless, confused. He could not mentally work anymore. He couldn't do what he needed to do. He went on to talk about the electoral law and the electoral guidelines that he was supposed to follow. And everyone is supposed to follow at the polling stations. And he talked about elections being cancelled. Of course, when they compare the total number of accredited voters and all of that. You know what it is? If you listened attentively to the chairman of Inec, he would ask, why was it cancelled? And once they give reasons why it was cancelled. Either some people refused to use the beavers or some form of violence. They stole this, they busted this, they broke that. And that's it. According to Yakub, said there's no rerun. It will be marked 0. Once there is violence in any location, that region, that polling unit will be marked 0. It is not for everybody to vote. If you don't want to vote, don't vote. That's what he said. He said he had to be careful in the situation that he was in with his colleagues. And that he would want all of this that he's writing, all of this that he's putting out there to be looked into. He talked about this non-use of beavers in some polling stations. And he hoped that his testimony will be kindly examined and the necessary action will be taken under Section 65 of the Elections Act 2022. Now, in response to this letter that he wrote, Dino Melaye, who worked tirelessly in his own capacity to make sure that his own party, PDP, wins, to make sure that Atiku Abubakar wins. Unfortunately, they did not. They came second. Responded to the letter. He is a spokesman for the Presidential Electoral Council of the People's Democratic Party. He responded. He said a professor is writing to denounce the election results he announced in the election that just ended. Small, we are certainly collecting more evidence. And people reacted to this. They said this is just the beginning. No evil done will go unpunished. We know who we voted for. Why will one man turn Nigeria to a laughing stock? BAT wants to buy us as well. Must he rule? Because of BAT, Naira redesign policy came into being. Nigerians are still suffering. BAT, leave Nigeria alone. Let us be. Well, this is what it is. Now, there are people who are in support of APC too. They say this is a lie. This professor is a criminal, that he has been paid. Now, some people say this is what happened in River and other states. They say they are 100% sure that some Inec return officers will come out to confess the atrocities that happened, that they had to announce results that were incorrect. Now, people started asking. They said, wait, did APC win in the Southeast? Or should APC say, or PDP say, that the election was rigged in the Southeast? That this is a lie. Did APC rig the election in the Southeast, or Labour Party rigged it in the Southeast for themselves? Well, this is a question I'm throwing out to you. This is a question I'm throwing out to you. There is a lot of tribalism in this. Why? Because someone said, this election really exposed the Southeasterners, showing they have hidden agenda all over. They said, imagine in the Southeast, Peter Obi won 80 to 90%. And Peter Obi even won Lagos. And now that before you know, Igbos will begin to hang Biafra flag in Lagos. And this, he said, is not acceptable, and this will not be acceptable. And no, they will not agree. And of course, people quickly came at him too, to this statement. They said, you are a fool. And this is what makes us realize that we still have a long way to go. It is a long way to go. When I say long way, long way to go. We are still in line, in tune with tribe. We are still connected to tribe. We are still connected to religion in our mode of thinking. Once you go after someone from one tribe, they will rush after you, even if the person is not going to do the right thing. They will say, no, why are you talking about a Yoruba man? Why are you talking about Igbo? Why don't you talk about yourselves? Why are you talking about an Igbo man? Why are you talking about Atiku, a Fulani man? This is what it is. Well, he has said it, that he had to announce the results under duress, that what he announced is not right, is not correct. And seriously, there is so much that is going to come out before Bola Ahmed Tinubu is announced finally the president of Nigeria, the swearing in, the inauguration, whatever it is. There is a lot that is going to come out. Let us find out. Don't forget to like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're new here.